William Morrow and HarperAudio present The Vacation House, a novel by Jane Shemilt, performed by Amalia Vitale.
To my family. Chapter 1. PAXOS, 2003. Sophie. The visitors were shocked into silence. The first glimpse of the ocean through the pine trees was always shocking. That blue came at you hard. Close up there were other colours, the crimson of Baba's boat, black shadows under the cliff, silvery fish in the shallows. But at a distance, the sea was as unbroken and garish as one of Nico's wax drawings. Sophie watched from the shade of the olive tree by the back door, the cat on her lap, his claws kneading her thighs. The old man climbed stiffly down from the driver's seat of his black Mercedes. His wife emerged from the other side. Peter and Jane, names that were the same as the children's in the books that Athena used to teach her English. Those children wore clothes like the ones Athena made her wear. Shirts with collars, bunchy skirts and brown sandals, clothes from an England that no longer existed. Real Peter and Jane were old and very rich. They wore expensive clothes. Her silky dress was patterned with red squares. He wore a soft white shirt, a biscuit-coloured suit, and a Panama hat. Jane's shoes were made of straps. They looked as though they'd never walked on a dusty path or even a pavement. Peter was head of an investment company in England with branches all over the world. He put money into property and newspapers, books and films as well as alcohol, guns and toothpaste. Sophie tried to work out how these things were connected. It seemed a jumble to her. Christos said that was the point. Putting money into lots of different things meant one of them was bound to work. He must be right. Christos was clever. He studied engineering at university in Athens. He was saving to go to America after his degree, which was why he was here, working in PAXOS for the summer. He wrote down how much he was earning each night in a notebook and added it up week by week. He said it made him feel better about being a slave. Peter earns a lot of money. A lot, Athena said in a whisper, though she was in the kitchen at the time and no one else was there apart from Sophie and Christos. It was as though it was shameful to mention it. You weren't supposed to notice when people had money, though it was obvious that the renovation of the old mill had cost millions of euros. Sophie wasn't to talk about it. She mustn't let the guests know she'd given up a month of the summer to help either. A month of no friends, no trips to Monodendri Beach, no picnics at Lacca, no ice cream sundaes at Capriccio's with Gabriella. It was worse this year. There was more to miss, Gabriella had whispered. Things might happen. She meant boys. Sophie didn't care about boys, but the ice creams and picnics were a loss. Peter and Jane tipped their faces to the sun, drinking it in through their pale northern skin, absorbing the heat and the scent of time. They needn't hurry. They could stand here all afternoon if they wanted. Everything here belonged to them. The buildings, the fields of silvery olive trees, the beach, and the yacht bobbing in the sea. Thalassa was written on its side in gold. It was the name of their house, too. Thalassa, for the sea. Athena came to greet them, smiling her wide-open smile and wiping her hands on her apron, sizzling aubergines in preparation for supper. She had missed the sound of the car. Nico followed, holding fast to her skirt in his small fist. Sophie pushed Aries off her lap and got up. She'd made a friendship bracelet for the couple's daughter. Julia was written in blue, letter by letter on shells from the beach, strung together with Papa's fishing twine. She touched it in her pocket, feeling the shell's sharp edges with her fingertips. But no young girl descended from the car. Sophie waited, her throat tightening. Julia hadn't come after all. Stupid to think she might have done. She'd be 19 by now. She would be travelling with a boyfriend to Thailand or India, one of those kinds of places. Why return to PAXOS with the rest of the world to explore? There were handshakes, exclamations over Nico's 4-year-old size, how tall he was these days, and Sophia how grown up for 13. What excellent English. Sophie tried to smile, but her mouth twisted awkwardly. She hated people calling her Sophia, though that was her given name, after Baba's aunt, a complaining old woman who had died years ago. Nico had called her Sophie as soon as he could speak.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?